Good morning, Butler community. 7 o'clock up here in Michigan, and all my service is done to this truck except for, and you don't find these, you find these things out by them actually going and acting a fool as you're doing service. It just doesn't always come by them telling you that there's something wrong with it. But here's a real life situation. Red light condition. Now I know for a fact that it's not the float switch because I replaced that a day or so ago, and during my final testing, thinking that I was all done, I pulled it out and went to engage the system and got a red light. Now, the easy thing to do would be to try to open this cover in the Butler Fusion Relay Center and inspect the delay module, but because I pulled the transmission out of park and back into park a couple times, then it would engage. So I know for a fact that I've got a park interlock switch. So I'm going to try to give you guys some information on how to replace that switch. So bear with me. So there it is, mounted with two 10mm bolts that go into the transmission oil pan, and then on this bracket, that's a Butler bracket, and this plunger is not engaging all the time. Now these guys are 2 to 3 hours north of me, and so I've got to make sure that during their initial startup this thing runs. They spent a lot of money with me this week, so I'm going to get it done. So two 10mm bolts, this bracket will fall out of the way, and then I'll disconnect the wiring harness and put this on my bench, and we'll go from there. And I usually always keep a couple on hand, a couple soft starts down in there, flow meters, float switches, chemical pumps. So got to be prepared for almost anything these days. And even though there are two nuts, adjust nut and locking nut, there's no way. This is original, a 2014 switch. It's original to the van, and so these have to be cut off. There's no way around it. It has to be cut off with a grinder. Got my grinder. I almost cut my thumb off with one time, but here we go. Now here's a new switch, and as a starting point, because this one is original, the one that's bad, as a starting point, I like to line it up, line the body up with the rear lock nut here, or adjust nut, and that's as a starting point, and then I can adjust it once I get it back installed on the transmission. So what I did was, to put it on and install it easier, I put the van, I set the emergency brake, and then I dropped the shift lever down as far as it would go, so it would pull the mechanism back out of the way. So hold on. All right, I got the bolt started. Now you don't want to over torque these. They should be tight, but don't reef on them, because you will strip them. All right, that's it. So the bracket's back installed. Got my new park interlock switch here. Just gotta connect it to the wiring harness and give it a test. All right. Bingo. Chip's Butler service, I'm all over it. Have a great day.